guys, welcome back. Today is going to be part 1 of my best of beauty products for 2014, which is so exciting. I've been having a great time watching all these videos from my fellow YouTubers, and I'm excited to do mine and share it with you. So today is going to be face, and then just so you know a little lineup of this series, I believe it's going to be a 3-part series. I'm pretty sure it will have to be 3 parts. So today is face products, all makeup products, so not skincare or anything like that, but all face products. And then part 2 will be eyes and lips, and then I think I'm going to squeeze in makeup brushes. So number 2, eyes, lips, brushes, and then number 3 is going to be kind of miscellaneous beauty items that don't necessarily fit into those categories. So skincare, nail care or nails, and just other random stuff. If I forget anything in these first 2 videos, then I will add it in part 3. So those should be trickling up in your feeds and over the next couple weeks. So there's that. Let's go ahead and just jump in and get started. So I'm going to try to go in order of how you would apply stuff on your face. And so I'll start with primers. So the first one that I have is the Too Faced Primed and Poreless. I just really love this stuff. It is see, now I don't know like how far in depth to go on each product. I don't know if I'm gonna do like swatches because all this stuff, the colored products, anyway, I know I've showed before, I've featured in videos. We'll just see how it goes, and hopefully it's not too long. But the Primed and Poreless is a great one, and I really like it. And I've used this a ton, and I still have like half left. And then, oops, anyway, my next favorite is the Laura Mercier Foundation Primer. Now this is in the Radiance, so it has a really nice, almost somewhat iridescent, glowy, dewy. I definitely recommend this for dry skin. If you're oily and you don't like the shine, you probably wouldn't like this, but this stuff is good. And then, I'm going really fast. I'm already on my 3rd product. And then I have the L'Oreal Revitalift Moisture Blur Instant Skin Smoothing Primer, or excuse me, Smoother Moisturizer. This is just great. I find that it is super hydrating on my skin. I still do skincare like moisturizer before this, but if I know my skin is feeling extra dry, I definitely put this on before makeup. I'm wearing this today, and actually I have a tutorial for this look that will be up after you see this video, so look for that. But I did demo this in the video, and I just really love it. It's good stuff from the drugstore, although this is like between $20 and $25, and these are like probably in the $30 price point, so it's not that much more expensive, less expensive. Okay, so next is going to be foundation. Now let me just show you my non-foundation that to me I treat as a foundation first. Everybody talks about it. It's for a good reason. It's the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Color Correcting Full Coverage Cream Anti-Aging Hydrating Serum. Has SPF of 50 in it. Now this stuff is great coverage. You guys have probably all heard it before. I think I've used this in a video or 2 as far as like seeing how it goes on. I have mine in the shade Fair, but I also have the shade Light that I use when I self-tan, which I self-tan only not very often anyway. But that's why I do have a couple different shades. And most of the products are like my shade right now at my fairest, at my most common skin color, which is pale. So as far as shade references goes, just keep that in mind. I'll let you know if it's a self-tanning shade that I show you. Hope that makes sense. But Fair is great. I'm very yellow undertone if you're new. I'm very dry skin, and then I have a very obviously translucent white skin, but I have a very yellow or warm undertone, and I find that the Fair is great. It has a pump on it, and it smells a little medicated to me anyway. But it's just really great stuff. And it's not the longest lasting product on the market at all, not even close, but it is just so beautiful. Next is the Estee Lauder Double Wear, and I'm wearing this today, and it will be in that tutorial that will be up for this look. So Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Makeup. This stuff is just beautiful. It's pretty full coverage, and it just literally holds up on your skin and looks so beautiful at the time then you're about to take it off as when you put it on. And that's what I love about this. If I know that I'm gonna have a long day and I have to have my makeup on and looking good, this is what I reach for no doubt. And I'm in the shade 1W1 Bone. So that is the lightest, most warm tone that they have. And I love this because they have tons of shades to choose from, and they also have cool, neutral, or warm undertones, which makes finding your shade really, really easy. And I do have the MAC foundation pump on there, and I bought that separately. Otherwise, it doesn't come with a pump, which I hate no pump foundations. Ain't nobody got time. So I do love the pump on there. And then next is the Makeup Forever HD foundation. And mine is in the shade 117. This is just a beautiful foundation. I mean, beautiful is the word for a lot of the products that I have, because obviously I love stuff that's beautiful or that offers a beautiful finish. So Makeup Forever HD, I would say it's medium buildable coverage. It's very liquidy, but you can build it up a little bit. I do keep this in my makeup kit in a variety of shades. It's just beautiful on somebody who doesn't wear a heavy foundation or just foundation on the regular, like a bridal client. Let's say that they don't like foundation, or you know, some people have bad connotations with foundation as far as being cakey or whatever, but even if that person or that client has not even doesn't like foundation, this still, if you apply it in thin layers with a flat paddle foundation brush, you can get a very sheer, just beautiful coverage that will just even out the complexions of the face, even out the skin, and just make it look super beautiful. And obviously it's HD, high definition, so it photographs beautifully. And I believe my last liquid foundation is the MAC Studio Fix Fluid. This was I've had it for a long time, but I just recently, in the last couple months, realized how amazing it is. So I just really love it. Actually, in my most recent video, in that tutorial, I used this. That was the Jaclyn Hill Morphe Brushes collaboration palette tutorial. It was a full face, so if you want to see some of the products demoed, this is the one I used, and I mix shades. I've only used this one up there, and I mix shades I mix shades NC15 with NW13, but I could just wear either or on their own, but I do prefer the mixture of the both. It's just almost like perfect. Let's go ahead and move on to powders. You guys, if you've watched me in the last couple months, you know that I have to shout out this It Cosmetics Celebration Foundation Illumination. I have mine in the shade Fair, and this is so beautiful. Talked about it a ton. I mean, most of these products I have talked about, so that's why it's like I don't know how in depth to go on each product. At the same time, I want this video to be cohesive, so if you haven't watched any of my previous videos, I want you guys, it's just hard. I hope you feel me, and I hope it's not too chaotic. It Cosmetics, though, this stuff is a powder foundation, and if you apply it with a more densely packed brush, you can get a legit nice coverage. Otherwise, if you use a fluffy brush, you can just get a nice thin veil of product that does offer a little bit of pigment and therefore a little bit of coverage. And I recently, even more recent than this, I got just the regular It Cosmetics Celebration Foundation, so not the Illumination, and I like that a lot, but I just haven't loved it long enough to put it in this favorites, but it definitely, I mean, is going to be a favorite, and I just love this one. I don't know. I can't decide which one I love more, just because some days I want to look glowy, and some days I just want to look like regular. Most days I want to look glowy, but some days I want to look regular. You guys feel me on that one? And then next for powder foundation are the MAC Mineralized Skin Finishes in Natural. MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural. So these are just a baked product, and I do have two different packaging. This is the old packaging, and this is the newer packaging. So I don't know if I like the newer packaging. It's weird to me. I prefer the old, but not that really matters. But this is in the color Light Plus. So mine's super dirty, and I have been using this. I use this the majority of the times that I wear makeup, and I still haven't hit pan. I'm getting close. I can tell. This used to be a baked product, and as you can see, it's flat. So that is good stuff. It's just a nice, it almost like you could put tons and tons and tons of it on, but it's never gonna look cakey or too much. It's just beautiful. And then another shade that I wore more so when I was self-tanned is Medium Plus. So that is, I believe, the second to the lightest color that is a warm undertone. There's a side-by-side Light Plus and Medium Plus for you guys if you're curious. And then for setting under eye, I have been obsessed with these three. Now, I didn't always use them all together. I used the two from Anastasia. These are setting powders out of the contour palette from Anastasia, which is a favorite. So let me just show you actually how they come. So it comes like that. So I just popped those little two out, which they are vanilla, which is the pinky nude one, and then banana, which is the yellowy one. And then I have MAC shaping powder in Emphasize, which is just a white. So I just mix those all together to set under the eye. Super finely milled. They work super great for that. I think that's all for powders as far as face powder. So let me just talk about the Anastasia palette, which the contour kit, everybody talks about it, but it is so good. And I've just used it a ton, as you can see. It comes like that. And I've just used it a ton. It's my jam. I honestly don't use these two very often, although this highlight color is so beautiful. I usually use these two just for contouring, and they're just more cool tone, and they just look really good as casting shadows, which is what you want in a contour. And this palette is just, it's so good. And you can actually custom make these palettes on Anastasia's website. I do have one that I custom made, but I do reach for this one so much more. I just looked at my teeth and I had lipstick on my teeth, so I don't know how long I've had it on there, but like I always say, you guys, this is real life, so I'm just gonna roll with it. Anyway, I have two concealers. I totally forgot to talk about concealers before I jumped into powders. These two have just been used the most all year long. I will never ever want to be without these two. NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, specifically for me in the shade Vanilla, which is a neutrally pink tone. I use it under my eyes. It's all I have on under my eyes. It's a one concealing product that I can do under my eyes because it conceals and it has that little bit of pink, so it counteracts and does just enough color correcting to neutralize and cancel out my bluish purpley under eye circles that it's fantastic. And I also love the shade Chantilly, which is light number 2 vanilla. So the skin tone one that's more of a yellow undertone is light 1 Chantilly. And I do love that for all over my face, but this one under my eyes, I can find other concealers that do a great job of being a concealer on my face, and I honestly don't even use face concealer that often. I just want one for under the eyes, so this one is it. And then also I've been using this recently for concealing and priming, prepping for my eye area. So I just find that it helps my eyeshadows go on nicely and helps them not to crease, just like a regular eye primer would do. Now, I just want to talk about this a little bit. I know I've said this before, but this concealer, don't let the radiant creamy part scare you if you do have oily skin. So this is going to be great for all skin types, you guys, all skin types, especially for any of you who have acne, breakouts, blemishes that you want to cover, because this is it's creamy enough that it goes on and it will go over acne without making it look crusty or cracked. So this is so good for acne, breakouts, just beautiful. It is more expensive, but it's so worth it, and I already have a backup of this. This one is actually almost gone. We'll never be without the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. And then I have the NYX HD Photogenic, just HD primer. It's legit. And I don't have a skin tone favorite as far as like matching my face for face blemishes, but I do love this for under eye setting. I've used it a ton in my videos, and you guys can definitely see it in action. And this one in particular, this is actually in the shade Porcelain, which is actually too light for my under eye area, so I do mix this with other shades. I do have Porcelain, Fair, Light. I was using colors Beige and colors the Glow shade when I was self-tan. All the colors are fabulous. I also use the yellow for color correcting. It's just so good. It's lightweight. Now these both, for me, crease. All concealers or all creamy products crease on me, under the eyes especially, so I do always set them, so just keep that in mind. So speaking of contouring products, I do have one product that is a half bronzer, half contour hybrid, but I don't have it. I don't know where it is. It is lost somewhere in this room, I assume. I don't know where it is, but anyway, it is the Becca, okay, it has a really long name. I think I can get it right. The Becca Shadow and Light Bronzing Contour Powder. Basically, it comes in a Becca Compact, which looks like this. And then half of it is a very neutrally cool matte tone that looks so perfect for creating shadows, contouring, creating the illusion of shadows under your, where you want to contour at. And then the other side is a bronzer color. So you can essentially get 3 colors. You can get the contour color, or you can get the bronzer color. Otherwise, you can throw it together to get a custom shade. But anyway, I love that. It is one of the most natural looking contouring products that I've ever come across. So I absolutely love, love, love that. And then let's do this one. I did feature this most recently in my December favorites. So this is the Makeup Forever Matte Bronzer in the shade 20. It's just a beautiful bronzer for fair, light. You probably wouldn't like it if you're medium on over for that skin color or skin tone, but it's just beautiful. This next bronzer takes me back. It just does. It takes me back, and I've recommended it to so many people and they all loved it. It is the Bobbi Brown bronzing powder in the color Golden Light, and this product also comes in a lot of different colors, and when I was self-tanning I would wear the color medium too, which let me show you the comparison. Golden Light though is just, it's my favorite obviously because I'm fair most of the time. So this one is Golden Light, you can see the difference. This is medium too, which is more of a red tone. So I like that red tone when I'm deeper in medium skin. This will look great on light medium skin. Now the red tone looks great if your skin naturally turns red or pink sunburn in the sun before it will tan. It looks so good because it's really natural looking, but the Golden Light is the one that is in the video. Golden Light #1, Bobbi Brown, just so beautiful. Not a matte. Let me show you these side by side. They're not matte. This one or the Makeup Forever are not matte, but they're like a satin, I would say. Ooh, look at those. Those are so similar, you guys. So Makeup Forever Matte Bronzer, and then, yeah, those are so similar. And then Bobbi Brown Golden Light. Well, at least I know what I like. My last bronzer favorite for the year is the Galactic Bronzer. This is the matte bronzer, which is not really matte in my opinion. Look how beautiful the packaging is. It's like a chrome or platinum with lavender print. So beautiful. This packaging has my name written all over it. So this is Cabo, and I think they only have 2 shades. I think they have Cabo and then a deeper shade, but this is just beautiful. It almost has like an olivey greenish tint to it, but it's just so beautiful. I've talked about all these bronzers just a ton this whole year, so this is definitely a great one to check out. They're all great ones to check out. What am I trying to say? So let's go ahead and do highlighters and then blush. So obviously I have to shout out the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector Pressed. And I do love Opal and I love Moonstone. I just happen to have Moonstone here to show you. If I had to pick over Moonstone or Opal, I don't know. I don't think I could pick. I love them both. I don't have a favorite out of the 2, but these in general, find a color that you like because they have other colors besides those 2. And they're just... And of course, I think this one will be in my favorites every year. The Balm Mary Lou Mayonnaise. It's a lot of people's favorite. This one is pretty similar to, yeah, it's pretty similar to Moonstone from Becca, the one I just showed. But this is an intense highlight. I just think it's so beautiful. I love it. And then my last highlight favorite for the year is the Physicians Formula Mineral Glow Pearl in the color Translucent Pearl. So it comes in the packaging like that. It's a little bit thick, and I do have these in other colors, but the Translucent Pearl is the lightest and the most of a legit highlight, whereas the other ones are a little, they get a little bit deeper, like the bronze or the light bronze. So I just like this most times of the year when I'm pale because it's just so pretty. And this is more of a, it is kind of a white gold, but it's a little bit more, has a tiny bit of pink to it, but I just think it's so beautiful and I love these. And then I have just 2 blushes that are my favorites. I love blush. I mean, I love all makeup, but it's so hard to have a favorite because I personally and honestly, I have so many blushes that I don't repeat the same one that often. So the ones that I have are just ones that, or the ones that I have to share with you today are just ones that I have worn throughout the year. Not only that, but I've used on other people throughout the year, and they're just beautiful. not just for me, but for a lot of different people, a lot of different skin tones and coloring. So I do just want to shout out the Makeup Geek blushes and then show you my favorite of the entire collection. I do have all the blushes that they currently have out, and I did do a whole video on that, so you can just search that and search the titles of my YouTube channel. You guys can go and search it, and then it should pull it up. If you're curious about any of these products, just try searching it and it should bring it up. Otherwise, I would totally list and link all the videos that are related to this one below, but that's like a ton of videos and I don't know if the description box will even tolerate that much content in there. I'm just saying, like, all these products are like, they've been talked about before, so just go and search if you're curious about any of these products. My favorite out of the entire Makeup Geek collection is this one. It's called the Honeymoon. It's just beautiful. It does have shimmer, or yeah, I would say shimmer. It's almost like gold and silver glitter in there. It's very fine though, and it's just so beautiful. So this is my favorite, Honeymoon by Makeup Geek. And the last blush, and I believe the last product for this whole video, which I felt like this video has gone by faster than I anticipated, so we'll have to see. It is a Tarte blush. It is the formula, the Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush in the color Dazzled, which, if I can open it, I will certainly show it to you. It's a dusty rose, and Dazzled has a little bit of a, well, it might have been just an overlay. Yeah, I mean, it has on the outer parts of it, where I haven't really dug in too deep. It did have a little bit of a kind of a neutrally silver glitter, but the glitter doesn't show up on the cheeks at all whatsoever. But this color is that perfect bridal color. It's a classic color, like a dusty rose mauve color. It's great on brides. It's a great blush to reach for when you just don't know what color to wear. If you have maybe a darker eye or a bold lip and you just don't want it to compete with your blush. This one is so beautiful, and I need to do my Tarte blush collection and swatch all of mine for you because I have quite a few and I love them. Now these, if you're not familiar, come in packaging like that, and they pop out of the pan, so you can put them in a Z palette if you want to, and then you can put them right back in there, which I wish more products would have that capability. That I just think it would be so much better for a lot of products to have like pop out, and you can put them back in without fully depotting them, you know what I mean? So it's magnetized and it pops out and it pops in. Alright guys, so that is the video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it wasn't super duper long, but just basically my favorites. I mean, I can't say it any other way. Those are the products that I really have been loving all year round, constantly. Products that I recommend highly, and that if you went out and purchased yourself, I don't think you would be disappointed at all. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please let me know what your favorites are, of course. I always love to know products that maybe I should potentially check out. Of course, you guys, thank you so much for watching as always. And if you aren't subscribed, I would love for you to join my YouTube family here. And we'll see you guys in my next video.